Yeah, so finally the IPL auctions are over. After all those anticipation, all the discussions, calculations, permutations, and combinations, finally all the teams are finalized, and now it's just time to wait for the season to unfold, and let's see whose team picks the other one. So yeah, we would like to make a review team by team of all the 10 franchises as we have promised. And we would like to start this with Delhi Capitals. So I've got Ashish with me, and by this time, everyone has known that he's an ardent DC fan. But yeah, we would like to break down all the strengths and weaknesses of this new Delhi Capitals team. I'm saying new because it's probably a new era. Yeah, the biggest change was the departure of Rishabh Pant, who was one of their faces, if I put it in that way. So yeah, KL Rahul was probably their most prominent buy, and he's most likely going to be the skipper of the side. Mitchell Stark was another big buy from the Delhi Capitals, and they went behind quite a few uncapped players, quite a few young talents like Ashutosh Sharma, Samir Rizvi, also a plethora of talents from the domestic circuit. So yeah, also Natarajan was another big buy from the Delhi Capitals, and we would like to make our playing 12. So with the impact player rule. So if Ashish can start with the playing 12, I think
Yeah,
whom are you keeping as the openers? So KL is gonna open
yeah,
surely.
I guess KL is going to open, and alongside him, either of JFM or FAF are going to open. And I believe JFM is going to be their first choice. Uh,
Yeah, they were
but
crazy behind getting back JFM through that RTM, but I think Faf is too good as a backup. He's always a fast 11 player, but as a backup, he's too good. So if JFM is that kind of a player who blows hot and cold. So if the cold thing is more this time around, they can surely go for Faf.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the problem is we can but DC can have both FAF and JFM at the top, but the problem is they need both either two of Brook, Stubbs, and the other guy, what Devon. Uh, there was this another guy, right? Uh, Denovan Ferreira.
yeah, Donovan
Denovan,
Farida.
yeah. So, so either two of these three has to be part of the playing 11, because they have to bat in the middle and the lower order, because enough Indian options in that range is not there. So, playing couple of foreigners at the in top three is going to be problem, just like it was last year playing Mars and Warner in the top three. So DC, so either one of the two can only get a place in the top three. Then at number
Yeah,
three, I
then
probably see Podel coming in, or Karun Nair. If they want to play Karun Nair in, he can also have a place in the side. Then I see Brook at 4, Stubbs at 5, Akshar at 6, Asutosh
yeah, also
at
if Ferreira plays in place of Brook, they can get those extra overs because Ferreira can bowl. We have seen him bowl in this SA20 league when he plays for JSK. Brook, I don't know how much form he is in, how much he will do well in the IPL. Last time he was not that much successful. Yeah, Stubbs is there, then Aksar, and then whom do you see in that lower order?
Asutosh, I see him, and if Rizvi plays, then Rizvi at 8. And I'm not saying that Rizvi has to come at 8. They can move Rizvi in the middle order and make
Yeah, sort of
Stubbs
a
at
floater.
6, and then Aksar at 7. So that is manageable. But this is kind of the top 8 which looks. And Karun Nair is the name who can either swap Podel, Asutosh, or Rizvi depending upon the situation and the conditions as the league progresses in the form. And now coming to the this is the top 8. Now coming to the bowling lineup, we will have Stark at number 9 and Kuldeep at 10, and they are pretty handy with the bat. Like certainly they cannot hit quick runs, but if there is a batter at the other end, they can hold the other end and rotate the strike and keep the scoreboard ticking. So they are handy with the bat. So Stark and Kuldeep becomes our 9th and 10th, and then we will have probably Mukesh as the playing 11 in the playing 11, and then Natarajan will be our substitute, who will probably substitute either one of the batters from the top who cannot bowl, probably Porel, and as a 12th man. So this is the team that looks, and Karun Nair as the 13th player who is going to swap. Mohit Sharma is the first choice, probably the first choice pacer who will come into the side if they have to swap anyone.
Yeah, also, I
And
mean, there's been some injury issues for Natarajan, I think.
Pradhan,
So, if he, in case he misses maybe a couple of matches at the start of this season, then I think Mohit Sharma is a pretty good
yeah,
replacement. Balls at the dead, slower balls, and all those
yeah,
things. So, I think
and
Mohit Sharma is a pretty good replacement.
yeah, and this
Experience
is
also.
how the first 13 or 14 of the 23 people squad look like. And then moving forward, as this is the long season, a few young names can be prioritized to groom. And someone whom I'm really looking forward to is the guy who really signed in the Maharaja T20 League, which is the Karnataka Premier League, is Manwant Kumar. And people generally claim, I've read certain posts on Reddit, that he can be our Nitish Reddy. So let's see how
Yeah,
it turns
also,
out.
I mean, these kind of young talents, even if they don't shine that much in the first season, you are expecting that maybe they will work with him in the academy, nurture him off season, and maybe next year, by next year, he can turn out to be very handy, even if not this year.
Yeah, definitely. And Nitish Reddy is just 21 years old, and this guy is 20 years old. So the age difference is just 1 year. I'm not comparing with Nitish Reddy. Nitish Reddy look a really polished character, and he has performed in Australia against Australia in red ball cricket. So the league is different. But then if we get a pace bowling all rounder, it's not only great for the franchise; it's great for the Indian cricket team, because that is where
Yeah,
India
I mean,
lacks.
to
So
be honest, this looks a pretty decent side. Yeah, Rishabh has gone away. I mean, that form of KL Rahul is a big thing to consider for Delhi. He's a very good player, everyone knows. But the thing with him is, I mean, over the years, it's been his mindset that has always come to the limelight. I mean, he's a player who can smash 14 ball 50 6 years back, and in this era, he sometimes gets maybe 20, 30 ball 20. So, which version of KL turns out for Delhi, that's a pretty important thing to consider while considering their playoff chances. Also, maybe one area, if you look, is that lower order, which looks a bit fragile. I mean, Akshar and Stubbs has to do the heavy lifting.
yeah, the problem is with DC has been that not only this season, like if you consider the even the prime DC, the lower order has kind of looked fragile over the years itself. So that is some place where they have tried to groom a lot of Indian talent like Ripal Patel, Lalit Yadav, and a few more, but none have signed. And getting a foreigner and mixing him in the mix for the lower order has always been a little bit complicated for Delhi Capitals. So that is a place where the DC has struggled over the years, and that also looks fragile. Although Asutosh in the last season played decently well. So and Stubbs, and yeah, Stubbs has to do well. Aksar has to do well, and the problem is in the lower order it is not easy to come in, because the failure chances are likely much more than success chances, because you have to come in less balls, you have to hit the big shots. So that's always a tricky place, and that is the thing. And if a player fails for a couple of games, you are hesitant to give him another chance. So if they really want to groom someone, they have to give them enough number of chances. So it is interesting, but yeah, that is a problem. And another problem which I see is uh, as a sixth bowling option, we have Stubbs and Asutosh. Now they are this, but as sixth bowling option, they are a pretty weak. We have solid top five bowling, but when we talk about the sixth
Yeah, the
bowling
top
option,
four by bowling looks very good. I mean, Stark will bowl in the power play, Mukesh throughout the innings, Natarajan or Mohit at the death, then Kuldeep and Akshar are two of India's best spinners, maybe at this point of time. So that is properly sorted. But in case one of these has a very bad day, you have to go to someone like a Stubbs or Ashutosh and rely on them.
yeah, and lacking on anyone with pace bowling number four option. That is what the team lacks. Uh, the other guys are office. If I'm correct, Asutosh is also an offie.
Yeah, I
Just
think so. I'm not sure, to be honest, but yeah. So That's a issue. The batting also looks mostly sorted actually. The top order, apart from the lower order, so mostly the games need to be closed out at the top of the innings. So yeah, I think that's a pretty detailed discussion on DC. We will come
No, no.
more on it when
Asutosh
the
is a
season
right arm
unfolds.
medium. Asutosh is a right arm medium, so that sorts things a bit.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I mean, so let's see how they turn up once the season starts. That's from our part, and I would like to end the video by asking Ashish,
But
just
no,
keeping away your fan jersey, just predict whether you are seeing this team in the top four or not. If everyone turns out fit and fine.
this looks a very promising and balanced side, and I guess yes. If everyone is fit, then definitely it looks like a team that can reach the top four.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's it from our side, and so
Just one
please.
more point. Just one more point, and obviously we didn't talk about it because it was so obvious for us to guess that Kale is going to be the captain.
Yeah, I think maybe I mentioned this, but anyways, I mean it's a new era for the Delhi Capitals. Let's hope they do well. Also, KL does well for them, and let's see how this season turns out. So yeah, please watch the other teams also, the other teams review, and we'll be back again. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe the channel. Please like and share the videos with as many guys possible. And cheers.